Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to Talking Reds, where we bring the latest Liverpool news, Liverpool transfer news, and much more. Of course, we had the watch along last night. Enjoyed the watch along. I hope everyone watched the highlights today as well. I put a highlights video out today of me doing the watch along last night. It was a sensational end to what was really a particularly poor game from Liverpool standard. Anyway, we still got the win. That's all that matters. Performances can come in the end, but it's not sustainable for my liking. But we got the win in the end. That's all that matters. 3 points on the board, and of all the people to get it, Ria and Gamoa, what a moment for him. What a moment for the young lad, and what a moment for Liverpool. So, yeah, get cracking in tonight. We're going to speak about a certain player I've never heard of him before, Alexander Isak. More news on him today, and damning news for Newcastle fans, because they thought there was a slight chance of him turning his head back onto Newcastle and hopefully stay at Newcastle. But now it seems like he has said to Newcastle, the club itself, the owners, no thank you. I want to leave, and I want to leave now. So that's what's coming out today. A bit more on Mark Guehi as well as we get closer to the transfer deadline, which is this week, within the last week of the transfer week. And the deadline is coming up this week, at the end of this week. So it's going to be a big week in terms of transfers, big week in terms of news. So we're going to cover it all for you at Talking Reds. So make sure you do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And me and Naz will also be discussing, obviously, last night's game. We're going to be last night's game, and also an update on FPL, guys, because it has been a big week for someone here in the FPL league. So yeah, let's get underway then. The Alexander Isak news. So there was a report last night before the game started that they had a meeting. So the owners of Newcastle and the co-owner is it Jamie Reuben, I want to say, the co-owner. He was there at the game last night. They went to Alexander Isak's house to speak to him and try convince him to stay at Newcastle. So that's all we got from last night before the game. I don't know if it was a mind games, the fact that it was released just before the match. But since then, oh, wow, have we got some news for you guys. So coming out this morning, let's get it up here. Let's have 1 second. Let's have a look. So there we go. So this morning, all the news came out is that Newcastle, Isak is still fighting to leave Newcastle. And in that meeting, Alexander Isak did in fact say, no, I am not changing my mind. I still want to leave to Liverpool and Liverpool only. And that is according to Mr. Newcastle himself as well, Luke Edwards, of all the people to release that news. The guy that's been banging on that is not going anywhere at all. Is basically done journalism from a fan point of view this week, this month, as Luke Edwards. So he's the one that's come out with this. He has told the owners and Jamie Reuben, who is also the co-owner as well, that I want to leave Newcastle and I want to join Liverpool. Naj, it's going into last week. I'm bored of it. I think a lot of people are bored of it, but if we don't get him in the end, man, what a waste of time.
Yeah, no, short, yeah. I think it's. I'm actually getting bored of saying his name. Believe it or not, like I want to say his name. And go, yeah. How good was Isak? How good he scored? They scored the other day. It was good Isak, wasn't he? Isak, but we're not. We're just talking about transfer saga, which is just obviously boring. In terms of we know, it's funny, isn't it? Because we know what the end is. The end of it is he's at Liverpool, but it's just dragged out so long now at the minute. But yeah, it's difficult at the minute because, like, I mean, I've made about, I'd say, at least 15 videos on it, and I'm trying to conserve myself in them videos. I'm not trying to do something on every single bit of news that comes out and anything like that. I don't think I've done anything for over a week, and let's say that's a good thing.
There's only so much you can say, Nathan. Yeah, because it really has been the same news over and over again, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll do one tonight, I'll be honest with you. But the news tonight is what I've expected for the last probably week. And that's why I've not said anything, because in terms of like my own personal videos and stuff, because we said, and we all said, after the game on Monday, Tuesday, something will happen. And it's exactly what's happened this evening and this morning as well. Yeah, I mean, do you want to say what Indy Callie has said? I mean, if you trust what he said.
I'll go with Indy Callie. I will go with Indy Callie. It has become sort of a trustworthy source. I mean, David Ornstein's bigged him up. So I will go over what Indy Callie says. Yeah, I'll go over a couple of things that has been said as well. for the last 24 hours. Of 1 second, I'll get it back up again. I did have it on. So look at it was the first one that came out of it this morning. Lee Ryder's backed it up as well. Vermaelen has spoken about it. Ben Jacobs spoken about it. David Ornstein spoke about it. Everyone has spoken about it. So this is what Indy Kelly has come out and said recently. Someone in the chat has actually mentioned Indy Kelly. 1 second, let me bring it up. Have you seen the Indy news? Said Adam. Here we go. This is the Indy news. So new bid. FSG give the all clear. Isak has made it clear to Newcastle he wants out. According to sources, got the green light from FSG in Boston to submit £120 million plus another 15 to £20 million add-ons. Once Newcastle give the expected to go ahead, Newcastle's officials are in shock over Isak's stance. They're worried his antics might affect the moral of the squad. The player has told his teammates he doesn't want to play for Newcastle anymore. That bid's going to come. It's sure that bid's going to come. Sure that bid's going to come.
Yeah, I think it is. And it's at a point now, like, if Newcastle reject it, like, I mean, he said it's 120 mil plus
Potential between 15 to 20 million in add-ons.
Yeah, I think it was like what I read on, was it Ornstein or someone put about the actual money up front would be 120 million, and
yeah,
the obviously add-ons will be like circumstantial and stuff like that, which obviously we know that is anyway. But like 120 million pound up front is a serious amount of money, like in not in installments or anything like that. It's they can't reject it. They can, right, but they can't. Do you know what I mean? Like that's like if it's 120 mil with 20 mil add-ons, that's what they're asking for.
Yeah.
And you know, I've been with like the mind of Liverpool are never ever going to put 150 million pound down for Alexander Isak. Not up front. They just wouldn't do it. I don't think any clubs would do that, to be honest. Like in terms of like, because it's a serious amount of cash, isn't it? Like it's obviously it's a British record transfer fee. Let's be honest. So I always with the mind that Liverpool will go back in with 120, and that's what it seems it is. Plus the 20 million, that's 140 million. You're not going to get that. This is almost like the last bid. This is why I say they can't reject it, but they can reject it, but they almost can't because they reject this now. Liverpool come back in January and get him for like 90 million, and any club that comes in for him, whether it be like, let's say Barcelona coming to the mist next season or in January or something like that, because Lewandowski's getting on, isn't he? But
yeah, and same Bayern Munich with Kane as well.
Yeah, let's say only two of the other big boys come in. Let's say Bayern Munich and Barcelona coming in January. They're not going to pay 140 million. There's not going to be bidding war. There is, I'd probably say max maybe 110, and that's probably the max to get out of him because they'll just turn around and go, well, he's got 2 years left in his contract, because that's what they'll spin it as. We're not going to pay 150 million if someone's got 2 years left in the contract. It's not going to happen. And you know, between now and then, is he going to play for Newcastle? Probably not. Like it's just the money.
Adamant that he will play for Newcastle, and that's what all the reports come out and saying. I mean, Ben Jacobs said he don't want to go back into the team. He don't want to be reintegrated back into the team.
I mean, the bridges are burnt. I think, do you know what? Now we're at a point now where a lot of like other, like, you know, even like the most diehard Newcastle fans at the minute, like I feel like they're like, right, you know, sort of what we've sort of been saying for a while, you know, is you don't want someone like that at your club. It stinks. It absolutely stinks having someone who you know, he's acted the way he's acted. That's the way he wants to act. I'm not no problem with what he feels like he should do. I don't agree with it, but if it happened at my club at Liverpool, and someone was kicking up a fuss like this, I wouldn't want them as good as they are.
Yeah, no, I don't care. Yeah, I'll be the first one to say, see you later then.
And you know, he's a fantastic player. He's brilliant, but like this whole let him rot in the reserves and stuff like that, it's not a power play. It actually makes Newcastle look weaker because, you know, yes, it's proving a point. Yes, it's like, oh, you're not going to get out a 3-year contract like that easy and stuff like that. And, you know, other players could probably look at doing that. But they're going to get 140 million pounds. Like, that's a power play in my eyes. You're getting a lot of money for it. Let's be honest, he isn't worth 140 million. Neither is Florian Wirtz, but
yeah,
that's what they're worth to that club, and that's fine. You know, when we sold Coutinho, was he worth 120, 30 million? What we sold him for? No, but that's how much he's worth to Liverpool. Same stands with them two players. So, you know, Newcastle, whatever they do, they're going to come out on top in terms of they're going to get a lot of money, and it's going to help them for PSR because like we've said, it frees them up 300 million, and they can't. They almost can't use the argument that PSR's holding them back now. You sold a humongous asset for a lot of money. You've got 300 million to spend in January and next season. In the next window, you've got all the money to spend. Who says that they can't replace Isak with someone similar? And
the whole rotting in reserves, right? I think it only works if they've got someone already there in that position. Like us, I said last year. I said, well, if Trent wanted to go, then let him rot. Not rot, but like is behind Bradley. But we had Bradley there. The thing is with Newcastle, they don't have anyone there.
No, they don't.
And they don't have anyone now for 3 games, especially not now.
Well, do you know what's crazy as well? Like, they bought Ashula, didn't they, to be like a sort of Callum Wilson replacement last year?
Yeah. He could play out wide as well, yeah.
And he just, do you know, I think it's mad. They just glazed over the fact that, like, Eddie Howe's like, we haven't got a strike and stuff like that. I thought you looked good yesterday when you played it.
Well, it's a good finish. It was a decent finish on the keeper, but good run as well.
I get it. Like, the drop off from Ashula to, Isak to Ashula is going to be humongous, but you've obviously bought him for a reason. You've seen something in him. You said he's got a Callum Wilson replacement. Isak's coming. If Isak leaves, Callum Wilson goes. The whole issue lies with what Newcastle have done this window. Like, I'm fully on the hill saying this. Like, we would have had Alexander Isak weeks ago if Newcastle had signed the players. They could get the players in and stuff like that. We know that.
Even Ekitike, but people, Newcastle fans are saying, well, you shouldn't have got Ekitike. But Ekitike, like, how many times have we reported Ekitike on this channel? Since you must have been talking about at least May, June, we were reporting about Ekitike being the one that's been banned around the most.
Well, we obviously we've known as fans for a long time. Like, Isak's our main target. We've known that for a long time. We've known that probably since January. And like now, obviously the Ekitike got banged around the same time as Isak, but obviously it's not as high as a profile as a signing at the time. Obviously, Ekitike's coming, he's been fantastic. And I always wanted 2 players to come in, both of them. And I was really a bit harsh on Ekitike what I said about him because I have every right to feel like that way because I was like, he is a young lad, and the pressure of him playing for Liverpool on his own, sort of that main striker, it's difficult. And he's obviously the first 3 games he's been fantastic, but we're at the point now where we need to sign Ekitike and Isak. That's what Liverpool should do.
Yeah.
So sort of like not being too harsh on Ekitike. That's just what Liverpool should be doing. Full stop. Like most big teams around the world have 2 extremely good attackers. I mean, we'll obviously have 3 if we get Isak, Ekitike, Gakpo's obviously, Salah, obviously the main man. But we need that because we've come short in competitions because we've not got the personnel.
We saw the bench last night, mate. We saw the bench, and the only ones we could rely on is Rio. Obviously came on and got the winner, but he's still only 16, going down 17 now. We can't forget that. And Chiesa is injury prone. That's his backup.
That's the forward line backup. That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Obviously sold Doak. I mean, no offense to Doak, I didn't think he was going to get a chance at Liverpool. If you know what I mean, which is not. It's not a bad thing saying that. I mean, it's behind probably the best player in the world, Salah. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just not it's not deterrent to if you're a bad player. It's just you're behind him. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. We feels very thin last night. Like, it felt thin the last few games. The squad, like when Ekitike goes off, and this is why people are going, "Oh, we don't need Isak. We don't need Isak. We don't need Isak. We don't." That's all they had in my live last night when I was on my own live. We don't really need Isak. We don't. And I was like, "No, you're wrong. We do. Look, when Ekitike come off, look at the drop off. The whole, like, there was no hold up play. There was, I mean, Guehi obviously come on and he played his part in the goal, but the different players, aren't they? The different,
he's not a striker, is it? That's the issue. It's nice to have him as a player there, but at the end of the day, we need some specialist players in that position. But take one striker and that's it.
Take for example last night. I know Ekitike played really well, right? If we had in that situation, say if it wasn't even Newcastle, but was in that situation last night, and we had Isak starting, and let's say, Ekitike is on the bench that game. Isak starting, he gets the goal like Ekitike does, right? and then we take Isak off for Ekatike. Like that level doesn't drop much, and you're getting a similar player and like profile and the way they play. I know you need some different things and stuff like that in games, but there's no drop off really. Realistically, you've got a younger version of like sort of the way Isak plays and the stylistic play, and then you've got Isak. Like it makes more sense to have that in the team. By the way, if we do get Isak, I think Ekatike keeps his spot within the team because he's more than earned it. Like he's been fantastic.
Yeah, he's been brilliant.
Yeah, you can't. I just think if you look at it from this way, like if you're a Liverpool fan, you sort of like we should be winning doubles and stuff like that a season. With that, we've got a very good team. We've got a brilliant manager. First season won it. We to do that, we need the players to do that. We can't just rely on the team that we play, the start 11, because
that's it. Yeah, we need that depth. And right now, if I'm honest, I think Arsenal's got better depth than us.
I agree.
And last season, we said before the end of the season, obviously we won the league quite early, and we said as it come to the transfer window, said we need to. Yes, we are ahead now, and I said we're not that far ahead. The points last season don't really, for me, reflect how far ahead we are with Man City and Arsenal especially, because it was a one-off. We didn't see Man City dropping off like they did. Arsenal dropped off as well. Now in the transfer window, it's up to us either staying ahead or fall behind. And what Arsenal have done, they've really pushed on. And Arteta has no excuses now. He doesn't have any excuses now to go win anything. But at least he has someone backing him and saying, look, right, not a last chance, but you know what I'm saying? He's had everything given to him now.
More
when Slot's there, he's had brilliant signings this season, but then he's lost half his squad as well. I know Slot wants to lose these players at the same time. I don't think he wanted to lose Diaz.
No, I don't.
But he really want to lose.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, he's got to get back. He can't be left short the way Jurgen Klopp was left short. And this is the issue with us every single year. If we go into this season, we're already in the season. If we finish the transfer window now with what we've got now, it's simply not good enough.
You see, like a good point that I've sort of like reiterated quite a few times, not on here, but mainly on like my own stuff. It's like people laughed at Arsenal signing Norgard, and I was like, there was absolutely nothing wrong with that.
It was a brilliant signing. What he brings, behind the scenes as well.
Captain, he's not going to pull up trees, but he's solid. If someone goes out injured or someone's out injured or whatever, I mean, obviously that was the Partey replacement was Norgard, wasn't it? But if someone's injured, you get into the last 10 minutes of the game, or 20 minutes of the game, it's been a really difficult game, for Declan Rice or something like that, you can bring Norgard on. And like, obviously, Declan Rice is a better player than Norgard. I'm not going to say he's not, but the quality's still there. He's still a good player.
Yeah. And that's what you need. I think Arsenal's realised that. And even like Madueke. I just think people laugh at Arsenal because it's Arsenal. Because obviously not backing up, obviously. It's a good sign as Madueke to be back up. Obviously, with Saka out now, he's have to play. Like, they've got Martinelli and Eze at one side. They've got Odegaard. Eze can play middle as well. We've got Gyökeres up front. Havertz can play there. Marino can play there. We saw that last year. He did actually all right last year. He did better than fucking Nunez up there to start off. They've got now Norgard in midfield as a backup. Yeah. Zubimendi's a brilliant buy. Rice obviously does his business, and that defense. Even like if they get Nkapie in, that's an upgrade from Kivior or Zinchenko.
Kivior's all right as well, actually. I'll be honest.
Kivior's all right, but it's an upgrade to Kivior, and it's an upgrade for Zinchenko, especially. Well,
put it this way, I do laugh at Arsenal's defence because they do have about 3,000 players.
He's got centre backs. He's centre backs everywhere.
Who cares? I take.
It works, doesn't it? That's what I'm saying. There's such a strong defence.
People was like to us, we had like 6 or 7 attackers the other season. It's like, who cares though? We've got 6.
Yeah, it worked.
And then it's like Arsenal's defence is very good. To just make like decent signings this summer. I think they've gone a bit on the radar. Like Kepa's like an upgrade on. And obviously, Ramsdale wasn't there last year, but he is still an upgrade on Ramsdale. Neto was obviously there as a backup, wasn't he, last year, I believe? But Kepa's a good signing. It's 5 mil. It's nothing, in football terms. And you've got a really good backup goalkeeper there. And you know, they've got the squad. I think they strengthened well. I will say, I think Liverpool probably just edge it on starting 11. I think we've got a better in terms of like maybe man for man. But
I think we've got more world-class players, haven't we? That helps us. So we've got Salah, Van Dijk, Alisson.
McAllister.
World-class player. Yeah, McAllister. That's what I'm saying. I think we've got better world-class, more world-class players. I say they're close to world-class play. Saka, Rice. I won't say Rice fully world-class. I say Saka is. I think he's stepped up massively in Champions League games. And then Gabriel. And then maybe Libra.
I'd say Gabriel, for me, Gabriel's probably like, because we didn't see a lot of Saka last season because he was obviously out injured and stuff like that. But for me, like, they're two best players in terms of, like, you know, they still finished second without Saka, and they were like, you know, they was 9 points ahead before Saka got injured, but they still got a brilliant team. But Gabriel and Declan Rice are like so good. They're world class. They're so good.
I think people overlooked Declan Rice last year now. He got a lot of stick because he got into player of the year, but I don't think everyone... Yeah, because he did something in Champions League, but he actually played really well in the Premier League. Like, they survived. The amount of times they didn't have Saka and how many other injuries they did, Declan Rice was a key part of them even coming in second. I just don't think people watch the football. I think it's just based on just because it's Arsenal for me. Scott said here, do you think Liverpool will get him also Alexander Isak? When do you think the bid comes? So it's going to go through a couple of news things about when the bid's going to come. So Alex Crook said out that I still think we'll see another bid from Liverpool, British record fee between now and next Monday. I think they're going to test Newcastle resolve. They're still trying to keep Visser. They're still trying to sign Visser at Newcastle. They tried to add a bid with Larsen, but that got rejected. But they're going to follow up with another bid. They've also been offered Dusan Vlahovic as well from Juventus. And then just in quite recent times, it was Graham Bailey that came out and said, Liverpool are preparing a new British record fee offer to sign Alexander Isak around the £130 million mark. And also, we just spoke about the Indy Cali news as well, £120 million plus either 15 to 20 million pound in add-ons. We've been saying that, Naz, we've been saying that we can't understand there's be a situation where Liverpool bid once, Isak does all this to the point where he can't physically. I think it'd be embarrassing going back to Newcastle.
Oh yeah,
if I'm honest, it's just that, you know, he's got to really find some dignity from somewhere to do that. And if he does all this, so we've bid once and then we don't come back. I can't for the life of me see that coming about. It makes zero sense to me.
Yeah,
logically,
I just don't think it's like. I mean, obviously you can come back from things, but like, I think in football terms, it's a bit more black and white, isn't it? When it comes to things like that, like if he's literally come out and said, I want to leave, then that means he wants to leave, doesn't he? Like, they don't, you know, there's obviously a lot of money involved, so we can't be really.
Like he said it several times. They've even tried to convince him, and he's come back again and said, "No, I still want to leave." Like, at what point? At what point do they think? Yeah, hang on, maybe this is like we're literally pissing against the wind here.
I mean,
do you think?
Put it this way.
I was going to say, do you think Newcastle owners just thought, you know what, let's just finish this now?
Yeah, but you know what? Put it this way, Liverpool wouldn't have bothered till now. If he'd have known that he couldn't get him, we wouldn't have bothered, because we've done that before. We've just been like, all right, sounds in a bit, and they're like, that's what we do. But we know that he wants to come. We know that there's been obviously been chat between agents and Hughes and Edwards and stuff. So we know that the personal terms are sound. You know what I mean? That's nothing. It's just obviously getting prying away from Newcastle, which will. I think. I mean, I said the 14th of September, August, didn't I?
We're nowhere near. What I said 12th of August.
Yeah.
We're miles behind, mate. We're miles behind.
What, we're on the 25th today, 26th.
26th, yeah. It's literally 6 days left.
I mean, I'm not going to say when it gets done, but I think it'll be done by the weekend. I think
by the transfer deadline day.
Well, when's it? Monday, transfer 7 o'clock, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it'd be done by. Yeah, I'm going to say the weekend. I just think Liverpool should get all done with now. I think it's like, look, 130 mil, take it or leave it. Bye. I think it sounds mad saying that, but yeah, that's what will happen. Newcastle, put it this way, Newcastle are a lot more desperate than Liverpool to get things sorted now because, like you say, Anthony Gordon's out 3 games. He doesn't like Ashula, even though he signed him. You can't play Anthony Gordon up front all season. He's just not a striker at all. He's a brilliant winger, but he is not a striker.
To be fair, he actually played really well last time. Before he sent it off, I thought he terrorised our defence a little bit.
Well, he terrorised 2. 2 of the defenders. Kanate.
We'll talk about Kanate shortly. And this is why, if we stand and watch Guehi go somewhere else, or stand and watch and don't bid for Guehi, that again makes no sense to me. 5 to 10 million difference between watching Kanate for another week or Guehi.
It's annoying, isn't it? I
love Kanate. It's frustrating.
I don't know what's happening with him. Is his head in Madrid? Because I keep asking this question.
It could be a reason. It honestly could be a reason. I don't know. Because last night, even like the second goal, he didn't even jump up for the header.
It's appalling defending. For someone who's
don't get me started on Kirker's fucking attempt.
Kirker's, man. The thing with Kanate at the minute, I like Kanate. I think he's a great player, but like I said last season, he was. If he had a stinker, he still wouldn't get dropped because Kwanzaa, and now he's not going to get dropped at all because Leone's played 25 games in his career, and I don't think Slot, even though he's ruthless, would put him in against a fiery Newcastle team. So, I mean, I've seen someone in the chat then just say, "Trot Kanate for Leone." He probably won't.
Not for Arsenal, yeah. It's too big of a risk, isn't it, for Arsenal? Because Kanate, if he plays well, we need it against Arsenal.
Yeah.
It's just more like, just fucking play well, please.
I mean, I'm not going to make excuse or anything here. Like, a few players have not looked on the ball. Let's just say that. I think, obviously that'll happen with Jota and stuff like that. It's obviously could have affected some of them and stuff like that. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors. I'm not going to say that's why Kanate's playing the way he is or anything, but it could be. It could be something. Yeah. We could probably seen it in Salah's performance in the first game. He was
poor against last night. Really, Salah poor again last night.
Yeah, he was emotional, like against Bournemouth, wasn't he? And it's a big thing, isn't it? Like you've been there together for 5 years, and you're with them all the time, every day. So I'm not saying that's an excuse of why players.
But it is. It makes it because it has an impact. It will do. It will do. So.
But hard to pin down with Kanate at the minute because it's not even like it's like basics with him, isn't it? Like like some players who've not really been on the ball. Salah's not been on the ball, but he's still been a threat.
Affecting the game,
affecting the game. He's not been all action Salah like he usually is and involved in everything and stuff like that. But he's been involved still. Like he got the winning assist last night. He scored in the first game. He was, you can forgive him for not getting in games. It's difficult sometimes if you are a winger to get into games and stuff like that. But as a centre back, you're in the game 24/7. You're in the game for an entire 90 minutes. You've got to win the headers and stuff like that. And like the difference between Van Dijk and Kanate in these last 2 games, it's like I've never seen a gap bigger. It's like I honestly think it's like Van Dijk's obviously Van Dijk, and it's like he's playing with someone who's it's like
he's backpacking him, isn't he? He's like carrying him around, isn't he?
It's like playing Reece Williams or something. You know what I mean? It's like Van Dijk's playing next to Reece Williams. No offense to Reece Williams, by the way, but you ain't.
It was an offense to Reece Williams. I know what you mean.
You're not that
Reece Williams level.
You're not that level, are you? But it's just I'm watching it and I'm like rubbing my eyes. Going, is this kind of
yeah.
And yeah, Kirkers as well, another one. Won't be too harsh on Kirkers because I feel like he's over.
Mate, I was done with him last night. He was in the watch on, wasn't you? Like, he just always down his side. Elanga's a good player, though. But there were so many people covering Kirkers. I saw Gravenberch back there at one point. I saw Gakpo back there. I saw someone else back there. And I think, where the fuck's Kirkers?
He just... Do you know what's weird? It's like he's not playing how he did play at Bournemouth.
No, it's like we're signing someone different. Yeah. A fraud.
You didn't play like that. You
signed Kirkers from Wish.
Yeah.
Rather from the wrong site. We shouldn't have clicked the link. Nah, we should not have clicked the link. There's pop-up links.
But he's just get the mullet Kirkers back. You know, he's not. His mullet's gone.
Yeah.
But he's like,
Out.
last night very frustrating watching him. Like I just thought, again, basic defending what he was doing, like trying to outstrength Guimaraes. It's like you're taller than him, just dead it away.
But yeah, both goals were literally. Canati didn't go for an header. He sort of backed off, and just watched it go over him. And Kirkers literally did a turnaround and he was tying a shoelace.
It's working.
I said last night on the watch, it's like you wanted to leapfrog it. Weird, you know, we play leapfrog when you're in primary school. You just jump over people, they bend over, they jump over them. That's what it was so weird.
I'll tell you
what you're doing.
Say something now. Andy Robertson's smaller than Kirkers, and I guarantee any money
He'd gone up for it
that way.
And even if you don't win the header, he puts him off.
Yeah,
you don't get a clean header on it.
Don't like bend over and let him go. Yeah, go and jump over the top of me. Like it's basic stuff. I feel like I'm not going to go too hard at him, but like he's come to a new club and stuff like that. It's just I think what's taken us all back as Liverpool fans is the fact that he's played in the Premier League for 2 years, and it looks like he hasn't. Whereas like you look at Enekatike, hasn't played in the Premier
League. Yeah,
he looks like he's been playing it for years.
We did. Out of all the signs we've made, we thought Kirkers would have won the hit the ground running more than anyone.
Yeah. I it's the opposite way round of what I thought it would be. So I thought
Ekatike struggled the most, yeah.
And then I probably thought Wirtz and Kirkers would be the ones that have been like straight in that, and then they're the ones that have been the worst.
Most, yeah.
Oh, it's just like
and even Frimpong's been all right when he has played.
Yeah, Frimpong's been good. Yeah, Frimpong's been good. It's very basic performances off Frimpong though. Like he's not really had to do much, has he? Do you know what I mean? He's just done his job. He's done his job and he's done it well. And I'm happy with that. You know, I say that sometimes the players don't speak about them. They've done a good job. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah. Just like one of them standard things. Just do your business and then go.
Yeah.
Damon, have you covered from yesterday? Jen said, honestly, Jen, that yesterday was an emotional roller coaster. I'm so glad I did do watch along. By the way, I hope everyone did watch it. And if you haven't watched the watch along, go back and watch the highlights of the watch along. I put the highlights up this morning, so everything that's happened, the big parts of the game, also all the goals, and just going back on all the goals last night when I was going through when I was editing it this morning, going through the highlights, I thought, what an emotion! Like I even said when it was 2-0 up, I said it's game set match. It was done.
It was
10 men, 2-0 up, 10 men. And then just to turn it around, and then from literally, I was fucking fuming at 2-2, and then just to win it in the end. But yeah, me and Naz are going to talk about the game itself and what needs to be done. Should we go for a couple more breaking news, obviously, regarding the transfer window and Newcastle again with Strand Larsen, Jørgen Strand Larsen. They are still expected to get a sale of Jørgen Strand Larsen at Wolves, according to Scott Wills, who was a Northern Echo journalist. £60 million is what the Wolves are wanting. Whether Newcastle pay that, and I think they can get it down for about 50, possibly. But Wolves last week weren't open to a sale of Larsen. Now, according to this report, that they are. That's big for us.
Do you know what I think with Wolves, why they're doing it? I think they got their eye on someone. I can't remember what his name is. Believe it or not, he's Portuguese. But I think they got their eye on someone to sort of just get in straight away. Because I was like, why would Wolves sell? They're in like a position where I think Pereira's good manager, by the way, but they're in like a sort of like, what do we do? Sort of here, like, do we sell him or not? I mean, they bought another striker in the other summer. I forgot his name now. I forgot his name. They did buy one over the summer, but yeah, maybe Wolves just thought, you know what, we'll sell him, get someone in really quickly, see how we get on. I don't know. I think to be fair, people tipping Wolves to go down. I think they'll be okay, to be honest. But Strand Larsen, is a big one to miss. Cunha and Strand Larsen, like two big players they're losing from last season. But yeah, 50 mil. How much did they pay for him? 11? Something like that?
Yeah, not much at all.
So
a bargain, really.
Doing Wolves as well, like, they've had some really difficult PSR issues over the last 4 to 5 years, didn't they? Because of the whole bought after Portuguese squad.
Yeah.
So,
they've got some good buyers though.
Yeah, they did. They got some really good sales. You look down the line though, they made a lot of money on Jota, made a lot of money on Neves.
Neves, yeah.
So there's other players as well. I can't put my finger on. Collins as well, Nathan Collins. So yeah, I think they probably just thought, yeah, we'll sell him. But yeah, it's good news for us. Put it that way. Wolves with the assist.
A classic club is Wolves. Classic club is Wolves, and like I said, they do get good signings in through the door. They've got a good scouting network of Wolves.
Yeah.
So we go on to the Guehi news. Lewis Steele spoke about Guehi. David Coppell said last week that Guehi, there will be a bid coming soon before the transfer window ends with Guehi, and Lewis Steele's pretty much confirmed that. Liverpool will make another move for Mark Guehi this week in hope that Selhurst Park chief Steve Parish reduces the asking price. But that's what it is, isn't it? We want to reduce the asking price. If Palace aren't budging on 45 million now, right? We're wanting, I think we offered 35 on it. We're wanting to offer 35. We're sort of meeting in the middle at 40. But would you still pay 45 if they didn't budge at all to ensure we got Mark Guehi over the line?
Of course. I think
knowing who we're signing here.
He's very good. Like I said, we didn't say yesterday, like the players that have gone for more money than him, and I think, yeah, he's just a very, very good player. I do like him. I think for now, if he comes in now this week, he plays on Sunday. That's how much I'm confident I want him to play. Yeah, 45 million is a steal for Guehi. I'll say that. It's obviously a lot of money in real life, but in terms of football terms, it's a steal because he turned down 70 million last year for him from Newcastle. So, and he's worth that last season. So, yeah, 45 mil, do it.
There was a report earlier as well saying that even if we don't get him this season, we're still wanting to go back for him next season. But again, it's that all waiting for him another season. I understand that he's free next season. I get it. I absolutely get it. But for 5-10 million, from what we're seeing right now, not just for Konate, just in terms of the depth we've got alone, forget Konate's performance for a second. The depth alone, we need another centre back, another strong centre back. Leon is just a young lad, just coming from the Italian league. He's going to back up Van Dijk. Gomez, I mean, I thought we were going to be fit last night to play. Didn't even fucking play a minute, so I can't rely on him injury-wise. Guehi needs to come in. I don't care for 5-10 million. I don't care. It's not my money, number one. But in terms of footballing terms and how much we can spend as a club, 5 to 10 million is not worth crying over to not bring Mark Guehi in for me. It's not. It's just not. It feels like Romeo Lavia again, over and over again. And if someone else comes in for Guehi, like they were talking about City yesterday, that's quieting down a little bit now. But if someone else comes in for Guehi and they pay up straight away, they'll get him. Even if he says he wants to look. Well, if we don't pay up, we don't get him.
Well, City are sniffing around him, aren't they? So, I don't want to go in City.
You're cutting off there, mate. Are you back?
Is
that me?
It's you. Hello?
It's them magpies, you know. It's them magpies.
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Yeah. It's those magpies outside, mate. I'm pissed off because I was cheering on them goals last night.
Yeah. So if City come in, I think City could probably get him. And I don't want him to go to City because, for obvious reasons, like it'll make them stronger and make us weaker. So yeah, there's no like discussion for me. He needs to come in. Like, put it this way: if we got Guehi and Isak for 200 million, you'd be like, sound. That's what it costs these days, doesn't it? So,
I just think it'd be a massive mistake if we didn't bother with Guehi. I really did. Waiting for you. I understand waiting for players. They come for you, but we can't go into this end of the transfer window and not get another centre back in for me. I think it'd be. What's the word now? There's a word for it. There is a word for it. I used to use it last year and the year before when we didn't bring signings in. It's neglect. It's neglect. That's what it is. Very naive as well, yeah, certainly. Jonathan, our regular Newcastle fan, in as tonight. Hi, Damon. How was it? The game's like I thought Liverpool were very, very lucky to win. We nearly got a draw. I thought we were very lucky. And there's going to be people out there that say Liverpool weren't lucky. They deserved the win. It's bollocks. So I'm not going to gaslight you guys. I said it last night and I watched along. We got lucky. And the slot got very lucky. Very lucky last night. But it is what it is. That's football, and that's Liverpool's mentality at the moment. That's just why we won the league last season. It doesn't matter if you play well sometimes. It's just about getting over the line. That's what we did last night. I did actually predict 2-2. So even though I was absolutely fuming whilst the game was going on, I just thought it was sort of the game I expected anyway. But I didn't want to, I could take a draw in certain circumstances and context. But last night, after going 2-0 up against 10 men, I was not taking a draw at all. There's not a chance. A 2-0 should have brought Leone and the midfielder. I just think, again, slot substitution. I'm going to talk about last night, actually, because slot substitutions, again, made no sense. Kirkes playing the whole 90 made no sense. Mohamed Salah playing the whole 90 made no sense. He brought Gakpo off, who I thought started the second half best out of the front three. I thought Gakpo was sensational second half. Ekitike was probably the best out of the whole front three of the whole game. But I thought Gakpo second half started very, very brightly. Brought him off. I'm glad he brought Wirtz off. I'm glad they had the balls to bring Wirtz off and brought Szoboszlai into that. That was a genius move because Szoboszlai needed to be in that area, and that's what came with the goal. The Szoboszlai, that dummy, by the way, that dummy was. It happened so fast. But I didn't know who made the dummy. I just thought, what a dummy! And then because the goal went in so fast, I was like, who actually made that? Who actually made that? It was Szoboszlai, and it was just what a dummy. Wirtz would have been there. Would Wirtz made that dummy? Possibly he's got the brain to, but what a dummy that was. That basically gives us the goal. Again, the subs made no sense. You know what? I'm getting frustrated with the stale passing, the stale sort of like not trying to attack when we can. It's like stagnant. It's
nonchalant, and it's like
it is. It's just control. I get controlling games, but there's times where when you 2-1, especially at 2-1 up, 2-0 up, okay, you two goals out. But when we're 2-1 up against 10 men, we should be the one that's going to get a third goal. It was all Newcastle.
You know what? I always say this, when, we did it very well under Klopp, and obviously we lost some games and we had high-scoring games, stuff like that, and that happens and stuff. But I know exactly what you're saying. When we are like a team over the last 10 years, that is just when we smell blood. We go, we score, we go, we get more, we get at more, the control element does work in games, and it does aggravate the opponents and stuff like that. But that moment where we went 2-0 up, it was so close after half time. Go for the third.
Yeah. We should have used that momentum.
It would have absolutely killed that game. If we'd have got a third goal before we started doing all that passing around and stuff like that, we'd have killed it. Let's use this as an example. What do we score? 48th minute we scored that goal on after half time, I believe it was.
It was literally 46 minutes. Yeah, 46 minutes. So 46 something. It was really early.
Yeah. So, let's say we get to the 52nd minute. We've got substantial pressure on Newcastle. 5 minutes after, say we score in the 52nd minute. Newcastle don't score. Do you want to tell you why? Because it just kills them. It will kill.
Yeah.
We sat here, yeah, like someone just said in the chat, at least we have 6 points for 2 games. Yes, we do. But we've got away with it in both.
It's not sustainable like this, though, is it? It's not sustainable, especially when Arsenal are playing better now.
Yeah.
Man City's going to kick on at some point.
I mean, do you know what? In all honestness, I think Arsenal getting gassed a little bit too much. I don't think they played that well, really. Like the first game, they weren't very good. The second game against Leeds, no offence, Leeds, they should be battering them. They were better after they scored, Arsenal. But I don't think they've been like take me socks off. Do you know what I mean? Blow me socks off. I don't think any team has, to be honest, in the Prem this season to start with. But a lot of changes have happened in the league, haven't they? So,
do you agree with this statement here?
Klopp wouldn't have gotten the goals off counter.
He would have got the goals off counter.
Oh, would have got.
Klopp would have got more goals in that game last night.
Yeah. We would have. It's frustrating, isn't it? Sometimes because I tell you, we moved that when we did it. We got the ball on just after we scored, and the ball went out wide to Gakpo, and Kirkes didn't move. He didn't overlap.
Yeah.
And then Curtis Jones come receive the ball, and then it went all the way back to Van Dijk. And I was like, just running back towards our own goal. Salah was like in 25 yards of space on the right hand side, and it's gone. I'm not slating Curtis Jones for this by any means, but it come in. Wirtz was sort of in the like just between the centre back and the right back, and I just remember it. We got the ball, and like Liverpool have always gone boom, 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 straight in, and scored or tried to score, but it was just like, oh, we've got the ball, we'll pass it back, and then it's just like, do we need to do that?
Didn't I say? I've been saying this, haven't I? Even though we won the league last season, I saw this last season. How many times I saw us going on the counter attack, and all of a sudden we're back in. There's one point that you'll see it on the highlights. I think I did it on the highlights when I edited it this morning from last night's watch along. There's a point where we had it. Kanate had a good chance to pass it out wide to Salah, miles of space. He passed it back to Van Dijk, went back to Kanate, went back to Van Dijk, went back to Kanate, and Kanate just put it field to Newcastle player. And I said, "What the fuck am I watching?" I said, "What the fuck am I watching?
Wild,
are we doing this on the training pitch? Is this training?" I said, "What we're actually training? What we're doing in training? If that's what we're saying."
Do you know what? Like,
and people say, "Oh, it's Kanate," but that's football we're playing at the moment.
Do you know what as well? Like, I'd say like last season, I'd make the argument that when we do keep the ball and stuff, we do keep it very well. But like, it's almost like know your opposition. Now, last season when we played Newcastle and City, like within a couple of weeks of each other, the City game and the Newcastle game was completely different. Like the City game, we sort of let City have the ball, but frustrating them because when we had the ball, we just attacked. You know what I mean? We just went, well, we're going to bear down on your goal all the time. And it worked. And then when we played Newcastle in the second game, I think it was the week after, a week, I don't know, it was around the same time, 2-0 anyway, we won. And we watched that game, like we had a lot of the ball of possession and frustrated Newcastle. And obviously they're a high pressing team, Newcastle, but it worked really well. But like last night, it's almost like know the opposition. Sort of, I mean, Newcastle want to prove a point, so I'd have just been like, yeah, we'll kill it with the goals rather than possession. Do you know what I'm trying to get at? Like, we'll kill you with the goals rather than frustrating you with possession. Because I feel like some teams that you can frustrate them in the possession, like, and Newcastle played really well last night, and they got the ball back, and when they got the ball back, they were front-footed and going forward. Whereas we wasn't. We was like, oh, you've got the 2-0 lead, we're sound. No, we're not, because they're in the mindset. They want to try and win. They've got to play.
They've got nothing to lose at that point either.
And I actually made a good argument of this last night. Actually, I don't know if you agree with this. I think if Gordon doesn't get sent off, I don't think they get even close to Liverpool. I genuinely think that, because they almost went up again, didn't they? When Gordon went off, they just went poof. Like, they were good anyway, but they almost I'm running that extra 10 yards to get to that ball, and because they were man down, and I was sat there in that second half like, who's got 10 men? Us. And I was like,
I said the exact same when I watched on. I said that it feels like, if we're watching the game right now, it feels like Liverpool's the one with 10 men. It felt like even when we're passing around the back, they were pressing like, oh, and I thought, they were man down here. The only time we saw that they were man down is when we were on attack and we had the overload, hence the goal at the end.
But exactly this is what I'm trying to get at.
That's why I don't understand why we didn't attack more.
Yeah, attack.
We always had a man extra.
Oh, it was so frustrating, because the circumstances last night, we should have battered them. Like, we should have, that second half, we should have just battered them. Gone for the juggler, I can't speak. You know what I mean? Gone for that.
Klopp would have done.
Yeah, and Klopp would have done that. And I'm not saying I'm not bad-mouthing Slaughter, but there's times we need to do that. There's definitely times we need to do that, and just
I don't want to be too much like Pep.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to let footballers play. Look at Jack Grealish now at Everton. He was unbelievable the other day. Sometimes you got to let footballers play.
You know what the weirdest thing is as well? Like, and obviously, Slot's brought his signings in and stuff like that. It's like them signings he still brought in are all still counter-attacking players. Like, they're all...
it makes sense to use them as that as well. A question here from the Master Music: is Slot on fraud watch? No, not yet. No, definitely not. He just won as the Premier League Master Music.
I think
I'm just wary of what he's doing. I just don't want him to be too stagnant. I don't want him to be too. There's another word for this and all. Begins with C. It's not controlling, but I don't want it to be too, I want it to be a bit more, come on, let's just go for this. Be more open.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's too tactically minded and too, sometimes you just got to let the footballers play football. He can outthink things, and that's what Pep does. Pep does the exact same. He outthinks things and does strange things, and it costs him.
Yeah, but
costs him games.
When do you know what's kind of weird? I'll say this now. Like, it's kind of a strange thing to say though, but like when we need a goal, we get one. Right? Like, it's happened 2 games in a row. People might agree with me on this. Like, when we've needed a goal, we get one. We're attacking's brilliant. We're pushing so hard to get a goal. Why can't we do that 2-0? Do you know what I mean? Like, why can't we just do that and then we go 3-0 up? Like, that makes more sense to me rather than getting to the point of where, we're 2-2. Shit, what we doing now? Like,
we saw it last season, didn't we? Remember when we did do that? Tottenham, we won the league.
West Ham as well.
Yeah, the Tottenham game specifically. Like, the only time I've seen is like we got one goal and we got, we want more, and we blew them away. And we did quite similar to Arsenal for like, you know, when we were 2-0 up against Arsenal, we drew 2-2.
Yeah.
Was 2-0, wasn't it? 2-2. But that 15 minutes, 20 minutes, we absolutely bombarded them. That's what we need to see. And when they're 2-0 down, Newcastle heads are down. That's when you can hurt them even more.
There's like a few clubs in the world, right, that I'd never like. There's a few clubs that I'd sort of go like, you know, but if a team goes 3-0 down, I like probably won't write you off. Like, there's a few in the Premier League, you know, as well as they sound, City, if they go 3-0 down, I'll probably write them off just because of the way they play. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm saying 3-0 down against the top team. I'm not saying they're 3-0 down against Brentford. Not Brentford. That's disgrace to Brentford. Burnley. You know, I'd back City still to probably get something out of it. You know, Liverpool are one of them teams that I would never go, yeah, Liverpool are out of this. Newcastle are one as well. I wouldn't say they're out of it ever because of the way they play, the stylistic way they play. Arsenal, again, I probably wouldn't say that. PSG another one. You know, certain teams though, like, if you do get that third goal, it puts the element into that. I mean, I'd probably say the best team in the world that don't like the goal, that the amount of goals that they scored doesn't matter. It's probably Liverpool and Barcelona, because I've seen so many times over the last season and last couple of seasons of Liverpool and Barcelona, they go 2-0 down and just win 4-2, you know, 5-2.
Yeah.
Because that's the way they play. But like other teams, like the head will go like, it's say that Arsenal game, you're right, Arsenal is still up there, you know, I wouldn't write them off totally, but you know, put a third goal against Arsenal, we still win the game because they just won't get back into it, and that's just the mentality.
Yeah, that's what Arsenal haven't got yet, that mentality.
And
they started showing it a little bit. I think they started showing it a little bit last season. That game against they got last minute win against someone. It looked like they were done.
Yeah,
I've not seen them do that, and that was the week that we lost drop points as well.
Yeah, it was that game.
I thought the word. I thought the word. Someone said predictable. It's conservative is the word I'm thinking of.
Yeah, too conservative. Yeah,
conservative. That's the word. I knew it began with C. But yeah, let's go on to speaking of Tony. There says too much tinkering. Speaking of tinkering, FPL time. I don't know. We haven't spoken about FPL since we started with the league. If you are joined us on the league, there's 25 of us, I think, in the league. It's nowhere near Naj's league. Naj, what you got? About 10,000 people in your league or something stupid?
Like 4,000.
4,000 people in Naj's league, but 23 people in our league. So I'm just going to bring up the latest updates on table. So I'm going to bring up this one first. This is the 23 to 16. So we've got Reese, obviously our very own Reese at the bottom. I don't know what he's done to even be there. Adam, we need explanations in the chat, my friend. What is going on? Mark, if you're in the chat, please give me explanations. 92 points. I think that's a decent score, though. 92. I think you should be about 90 at least right now. That's a decent score. He's still always got a chance of getting up there. I don't know what Reese is doing. Reese put Ian Isak from the beginning and captained, and I said, Reese, what on earth are you doing? He's not waiting to play for fucking 3-4 weeks. Even if we signed him, still 3-4 weeks behind everyone else. That's what I kept saying on here. So that's your league table from there. Bringing up the next slide up. Then you're going into the 11th place to 18th place. So Nitesh is there. Mike Harvey, Mr. Naj over here in 14th on 108 points. Noah, what's that?
I had a stinker this week.
You did have a stinker. I don't know how you had a stinker this week. I thought it was an easy week for me. 44 points. Fair play there. Adam, let me know your secrets. What did you do wrong? Did you captain the wrong player? That's what I did the first week. The first week, I think I finished third bottom. But I should have captained Wood instead of Palmer the first week. I made that mistake. But I have a decent team regardless of going out. I just didn't captain the right player last week. That's all it was for me. And then up there, I'll say I came top this week, I think. I had the most points this week, 71 points in the week. I got a captain, obviously, Gyökeres, 2 goals. I had João Pedro up front. Chris Wood up front, didn't do all. Palmer dropped off. Gakpo got 2 assists last night for me as well. So that's pretty decent. Then we've got Zakia is up there. Jake in 7th. All the way up to then Alan, Thomas, James, and Lewis at the top on... I can't see those points. It's not coming up for me. Can you see those points at the top? 100 and... Something's in the way. Can you see it?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. He's on 136. Lewis Williams.
136. Wow. 136 points. So I'm 23 behind him. So anyway, from down... What's that?
What did he do first game? He's got, what, 90, almost 90 points his first game?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But for me, guys, I know Adam says he's captain Salah, but I've not got Salah in at all, me, this year. I always got Salah in. I've always got Salah in. I just thought this year is just a bit too expensive. And I always like to have a good squad. People like to focus on the first team. I'm like a proper manager. I like to have a good squad and have drop-offs not as much. I've got a decent bench usually. But yeah, it's a decent start. Naj was above me last week, but it's changed around this week. But it's on. It's absolutely on. And like I said, if you haven't joined our FPL, get joined in our FPL. And the winner does get a prize at the end of it. And I think it was DB that said he's also going to give a prize out as well. So make sure you do have this out whoever wins it enjoys their prize. But yeah, it's a nice thing to have on whilst we are going forward in the season. I'm looking forward to see what happens this week. Is it last week before internationals?
Yeah.
The internationals third week. I fucking can't stand them. Can't stand them. I can't understand it. Why is the international so early on? Now I know you're jealous of my manager, but you're not having him. Stay away. 28 games, 27 points. Boom. Guess who he supports, Naj? We're jealous of his manager.
Who's manager?
ME's manager. Guess who he supports?
28 games, 27 points. Oh, I don't know. Chris Wilder, is it? The one he's on about?
Ruben Amorim.
Oh, yeah, Ruben Amorim. Yeah. That's the one. God, that is so bad, you know. I can't get over. I can't get over like the way they played at the minute. Like they played. Do you know what? To give credit where it's due, they were really good against Arsenal. They were really unfortunate not to get a point out of that game. But the performance against Fulham, it's just classic, isn't it? Like classic the way they've been over the last few years. Like Fulham are a good team. I know United away from home, but like
they're good. Would they beat us last
year?
season?
I know, but
where?
And when we didn't have a shot, like it's the formation doesn't work. I keep saying this. I hate that formation.
I think his formation doesn't work with the personnel he's got. It certainly needs a proper DM.
I know that's
Spooner is not centre midfielder.
I know that's where it's gotten to where it's got him, right? And I know like there's managers throughout the world that have been famous for playing in a certain formation. I mean, Jurgen Klopp, 4-3-3. He is the most 4-3-3. Well, actually, no, he's not. Actually, is he? It's 4-3-3 with a false 9. So I don't know what that is in FIFA terminology, but you'll have to back me up on it. I think it's 4. No, I can't even remember what it is, but yeah, you know, Pep 4-3-3, Sean Dyche 4-4-2. There's certain ones that have.
Tony Pulis standard 4-4. Sam Allardyce 4-4-2.
But I mean, with United though, like you said, you know the personnel. Could he not change it a little bit? Like
it could do. I think he's stubborn about it though, and it's a bit like Andy.
Yeah.
One way of playing.
There's no dispute. United have got good players. They have got good players. They've got Cunha. He's brilliant last season. They got Mbeumo. He's been brilliant.
Cunha and Mbeumo are brilliant signings for them. I can't stand them, but they're brilliant.
And then they've got Fernandes. I can't stand Fernandes, but he's a great player. And just
it's just shit attitude.
For me, if you have Bruno Fernandes, let's be honest, he's in the top 5 for attacking midfielders in the world because he's out. His output's ridiculous, right? Why have you got him playing CDM? It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. And I think, you know, that's why United have got 27 points out of 28 games. So, I mean...
Long may it continue. Long may it continue. Before we do go, there are a couple of updates on EFL Cup scores tonight, guys, because it is the EFL Cup. We're not in it. certain Amorim side. Emmy, you're playing tomorrow, aren't you? Fucking second round of fucking EFL Cup. Yeah, Tottenham are in it as well. They'll be in second round, won't they? They play tomorrow as well.
Spurs do as well, yeah.
When does it? They're not playing tomorrow then.
Thursday,
So
could be.
Play Thursday. All right, okay. But yeah, they're in that second round. Everton in the second round as well. So Reading 1-1. Huddersfield are actually going. Might have gone to Sunderland and got a goal 1-0 up. Go to Sunderland. They start the season well, very well. A couple of standouts. Trying to think. Burnley winning. Wolves West Ham's a good game tonight. 0-0 after 30 minutes. Sheffield Wednesday Leeds is a good game. Derby. There's another derby. No, I'm sure there's another derby. I can't think who it was.
There's a few actually.
Tonight. Reading Wimbledon's a derby, isn't it? Both London.
Yeah. There's a few derbies on.
Wigan Stockport's a derby. I'd count it as a derby. Wigan Stockport, they're right next to each other.
Oh, were they?
They're right next to it, like Manchester, aren't they? Both Manchester, Wigan Stockport.
You wouldn't say that to a Wiganer. They go mad.
Stockport is Manchester, right? But I go through. Do I go through Wigan when I go to Manchester? Is it a little bit further on? I go through Bolton.
Wigan's like near, like Wigan's derbies be like Bolton and stuff like that.
Yeah, but that's right near Manchester.
I know.
If you go to train to Manchester, where I am, if you go to train to Manchester, you go past Bolton Stadium and through Wigan, near through Wigan. Wigan's Manchester. Wigan. If you go to Wigan, you'll see a lot of Man United fans as well. Guaranteed that. Yeah. It's right now in Manchester. So I'd say Stockport Wigan's a derby. Anyone else let me know if you don't think that.
I'd say Wigan's derbies are definitely like Blackburn, Bolton, sort of around that area, like the Lancashire basically. I'd say that sort of area. But yeah, I think if you said to someone from Wigan or Manchester, oh, it's a derby, they'd be like, no, it's not, lad.
I'm counting. I don't care. I'm counting Wigan Stockport as a derby. It's close enough. Let Isak go, said Heath. Yeah, Jonathan, please let Isak go. Don't know where you're hiding him. It's somewhere. I know you're hiding him somewhere. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching tonight, guys. Well, as Maka said, Alex, he had a baby. So I don't know if he's had the baby. I don't think he has because nothing's been announced. But he's having a baby. So congratulations to him and his family. Obviously, Granbert's just had his baby as well. So congratulations to him. But yeah. As we go on to tomorrow for the latest Liverpool news, make sure you do subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it already. Like the video to help us out massively. It takes 2 seconds to hit the like button. And yeah, thank you for watching and have a good night. I'll speak to you all tomorrow.